What challenge do you face in maintaining your relationship with farmers in terms of price haggling, in terms of credit facilities, or those who want after sales services? Like some farmers who need training, who need time about the functionality of some products. So which is your biggest challenge in maintaining your relationship with the farmers? Mostly it is the price. Price determines everything. You sell today at a different price, and tomorrow you find that the price is different. You're offering at a different price. It's not easy to convince the farmer that the price has changed. They're not like agro dealers. It takes time to defend the price changes. So even they may ask why the harvest is not changing. Some farmers also, their understanding is sometimes slow. There are some who understand quickly, but some others you need a lot of explanation, which takes a lot of time. If you have a lot of people to work on, you may find that you've spent all your time on one person explaining, which may which may also reduce the number of your customers visiting other shops. Some companies bring some projects to farmers. Not usually the government extends its programs to the farmers. Have you ever participated in any government subsidy program? And if you have ever participated, have you ever found any problem in making orders, quality, or payments? The subsidies exist. Some they benefit the farmers, some they benefit. Also, you have benefit. Subsidies mean the demand is low, will be high. If the subsidies they go away, to convince the farmer that there are no more subsidies, we are back to normal. For them, they continue thinking the subsidies continuously. Sometimes you benefit, sometimes it kills the farmers. The farmers. So they kill their mentality, thinking every day it will be subsidies. So they think that maybe they bought the product at this subsidy price, also the same price will be prevailing forever and ever. So it's not easy to convince them. So if you tell the farmer that there's a reduction in price, they understand, but any increase they cannot comprehend. Do you have any problems in making order, or when the products are substandard without meeting quality? Have you ever found this problem? We have never found this problem as senyange farm supply. Usually subsidies does not mean reduction in supply, but it is an agreement to continue maintaining the quality. How do you pay? How is the payment between you and the government? Is it on time? Is the payment good? Or the government does not pay? You deal with the farmers directly. When you're working with the government, it's projects. If you make the agreement, sometimes the payment delays. If you deal with the farmer directly, they give you the money and they go. So you give the government and then you still demand from the government. The government delays to pay, but the farmer pays immediately. If you continue participating in government programs or collaborating, what payment suggestion do you prefer? Do you suggest? Is it for the government to pay you or to deal directly with the farmer? In government there is embezzlement, a lot of embezzlement. The level of embezzlement is very low because whether they delay, they have to make their promise to be fulfilled. Still, they have to pay you. But it is possible for the farmer to forfeit, also even to shift, also to change their location. But the government offices, they don't change. So you can always demand your money. During out of season, can you show me a clear picture how your business moves or operates? That time is it's a time of renewal, restocking. So those products near expiry, we bring them closer to the shelf so that we can sell them off. Also to check the weaknesses and where to improve. That is the time of off season. What we do, we revise our weaknesses and where to improve so that we can improve on our strength. So also to check on our customers, how they are performing. Sometimes we visit them to check their conditions, also to know their locations. Do you usually do physical stock taking or checking the available stock which is currently in the store? Yes, we do it every 3 months because within that period a lot has been going on. So you have to know how is our performance within 3 months. If there is a loss, it is easy even to identify it. If there is a profit also, you are easy to identify it. Depending on the previous period, you can even know if you are performing or you are falling down. It helps you to identify your position. A loss which can be easily identified within 3 months and also solved than if it is identified after 12 months. Apart from selling your products to the farmers, are there any services you give to the farmers? Yes, we are collaborating with some agro farmers. Like we have been working with Mr. Ben of Itigi. He goes training different farmers on how to use different supplements. This empowers the farmers on what to use. Also, it improves our businesses. It guides them what to use. Even it increases our customers. Also, they can inform other people. Also, they call other people for these trainings, informing them about the agro farmer. Also, it helps us to build the relationship with our customers on the ground. Thank you, Mr. Tony. The questions about the functionality, about the fertilizers, about other weed killers or other farm supplements. If farmers ask you the questions about functions of these products, how do you deal with these questions? Sometimes we move to the last farmer, with one of the ETG farmers. Sometimes we guide them what to do, which is physical and practical. Even we show them how to use the pump. You leave them understanding how practically you can use the products, because we move with the experts who are responsible for that part. We thank ETG for sending us some experts, all the agro farmers. It has increased our relationship between us and the farmers. Among all companies here in this village, not many companies are doing this. We are the first. How do you keep the information of all your customers or your farmers? I have my books. Also, each farmer has his record. He has his own page. It helps me to know what I've supplied to this farmer. So every farmer has his own page. Is there any way how you want to keep your is there any way how you want to capture properly the information of your customers? And is there any system you want to adopt but you don't have it? Yes, I need one, because it is a digital world. I need something computerized. Also, it helps me to know the problem and also correct it. But this book style, everything you have to just open, you have to check every page, but the computer can check. And also, but I think I need a computer to help me. I hope within few years I'll be getting that product also to help me. Do you have any apps or digital platforms which you use in your operations? There are some apps we use. You post what you have in stock. We use it on smartphone. On our shop, we show what we have. Sometimes we receive a lot of questions. We use most of those platforms. So which platform do you use? There's WhatsApp group. We use them to get farmers. We combine those numbers. Sometimes you advertise, and also Some people give them our email address. Sometimes even you train them. Some people they send their issues on email. Also we have TikTok. We can advertise our business. We are also utilizing them. How do you feel if these companies or the farmer or you, they make an app where the farmers can order any product and they can pick it from the shop? Like in agriculture, I received one app which was called Is Agric. Do you think it is possible to make this app and the farmers can pick their orders, make their orders and pick them online? It would be possible to use these apps, but the management, there comes a part. Find that a farmer who is supposed to receive a product, a profitable product, you may not benefit because sometimes the apps are too many and the prices differ. Every app has its monopoly powers. There is no governing price. If farmers look for their price, also it is easy to move fake products. So you may find those people having fake products may sell more than the original products. Also following up and also guiding these apps may be a problem. You may lose control over these apps. So it may increase losses to the farmer if we use digital platforms. Some people may make an order and deliver. You may not know the person where to reach to, which place to deliver to. And who to complain to because it was a delivery. But if you go to the shop, if you buy to the shop, you are given expertise knowledge. If you have any issues, you know the place where to return to. Because usually these apps are prone to usually these apps are prone to fraud activities. Do you have problem reaching your people or your farmers or agro dealers in far places? Do you have this problem? Yes, I have this problem. Sometimes some are very far, the roads are poor. So to reach to them, it takes a lot of time. Like Kalangala, you move over 5 hours. This long distance. When you move the long distances, at least we should meet 20 people. Sometimes we meet 5 people. So this, You may move a long distance, yet you have few customers, yet a lot of time is taken and a lot of money, and the distance is long, so the expenditure is also high. That is the problem of meeting customers who are in distant places. What happens if you sell a product to a farmer and you find the product is faulty, and who is responsible? Is it the farmer? Is it you or the supplier? Who is responsible for the faulty product? The one who has to be blamed is the supplier. Also, it reciprocated to the farmer. The problem was able even to go to the farmer. Because when we order something, we expect the product to be quality. We expect the product to be the best. If we provide it to the customer, we expect it to be the best. If it does not outperform, we complain to the company about the issue. It's not easy to give a good answer to the farmer. First explain to the company. So you elaborate the issues pertaining the product to a certain farmer. This company, they can give you more details. They may question how they use the product. Sometimes the problem you may find it comes from the farmer because of the wrong use of the product. It would be responsible for the company or the shop to visit this farmer to guide them on how to overcome the problem. If you don't visit, it means you have just left the farmer to die alone. So you may also lose the farmer. All companies are responsible for this problem. The company is responsible so they can replace some products. So the farmer feels confident. So they know where they can return to even when they fall down. If he's left alone, it is a loss to the company and everyone. How many complaints must you receive to say to assume also to confirm that the product may have some problems, or the problem is fake, or the product is fake? If I receive more than 5 clients complaining on the same product in different regions, but then I assume the problem is with the company. But if it is just one customer complaint, I cannot confirm. Right? If I receive people from different regions, these people from the different regions, we can base on them and identify the real cause. But if they are in the same region, also operating in the same region, it may be because of the weather. So they have to be 5 people in different regions. How have you managed competition with other businesses in agro products? Do you use price, or what other strategies do you use? You have been in your 13 years of experience. Our farm supply, it maintains the quality. When we maintain quality, we find that we comp we compete we favorably compete with other companies. When you offer quality products, the relationship improves with the customers, which is who we serve. If we just compete in production, so we just cannot compete favorably. But quality, we usually stock quality products, so that also brings our competitiveness with any shop. Because quality products will do effectively what it is meant to do. Also, these customers can refer you to other farmers. So you may find that you can long live in the farming and also agribusiness. If you work with ETG, the right person, you should maintain that relationship. You should maintain the relationship with that company, because if they start with quality, they have to also to maintain the quality and also improve more. But if you just continue change the companies, you may have some problems. There are some companies, if you compare with ETG, you feel like ETG has maintained the quality. So first is make these companies, they should maintain the quality, and also the next thing is they have to improve their quality, keep on advancing quality. This would bring no issues with quality from our customers. That is how we have kept our market. So we are looking forward for quality, and we are maintaining quality. Most of the money you spend, most of the expenses are buying stock for your shop. It reduces even your profits. Apart from that, is there any big expense which reduces your profits, which you should receive? As per this time, you receive a customer, they ask you for transport, you give them a car. If sometimes as you're transporting the products, the car may get a flat tire, it is responsible for you as the dealer, and this reduces also the profits. There are some invisible costs. Sometimes even the money you used to buy this car, it may not be attained within one day. Sometimes we transfer our money from the business to buy the car because to easy and the transport for the customers. These things also pull us down, put us down. Do you feel there's something we have not talked about, which you feel we should talk about dealing with your business? Most of the issues have been talked about. The other issue would be giving the quality product in the right time to the farmers. Most farmers are in coffee and maize. Sometimes they take fertilizers without knowing how to use them because the soils have changed. Some soils have a lot of acid, so you may find that some soils need less nitrogen, but you may find the farmer putting a lot of nitrogen. So maintaining the fertility of the soil also should be maintained. Also providing the quality products to the farmer might be very good. Also, like soil testing must be also can be integrated. It will allow also to know if the products given to the farmer are the right. Sometimes you have, even though you have all the products, the pesticide, the fertilizers, you have to know, are these products doing the right job? Are they going to the right place? Are they applied in the right way? I think soil testing measures also should be taken in place, also considered. Is there any other issue? Also, these agro sellers and farmers should identify how many farmers are we dealing with. Also, the packaging also it should be an issue. If something is packaged well, people demand it. If the package is good, the product reaches the farm until it is utilized. If it has a bad package, usually the farmers, if the package is bad, they usually ignore that product to maintain the quality. To maintain those people who move with quality, it is better maintain the quality from the beginning up to the end, even to the packaging. Thank you, Mr. senyange Tony from Senyange Farm Supply. Thank you for participating in this interview about market research in Uganda. Is there any last word you want to speak to us? My last word. I thank ETG company for putting its time to come to see the circumstances, the experiences of the farmers, what the farmer go through We thank you for that. If this program continues, it will build the relationship with the company. In the future, if this relationship increases, it will help us as farmers. When we pick the products, we shall know that these people follow us up. We are grateful for the products they give to us. We have not received any problem. So we should continue with this heart so that also we can benefit. If you supply someone who is developing, also you develop. We thank you for that. Thank you so much for that product, for your services. Thank you, sir. Mr. Senyange. May God bless you and keep you. Thank you for accepting to be one of the people to have accepted to have interview with about this program, about interview about agriculture in Uganda. I'm by names of Tumukunda Net, an agronomist from Western Region, from Export Trading Group Company, also which is located in Namalve, which has its headquarters in Uganda, Namalve. I want to inform you that in this interview there will be recording of voices. Thank you for accepting to be recorded and for accepting the interview. Could you please introduce yourself? I'm senyange Tony. I'm the manager of Senyange Farm Supply here in Masaka. How long have you been in operation since the business has started? We started this business in 2013. We have experience of 12 years in operation. At Senyange Supply, is it one shop or you have other branches? As Senyange, we have only one shop. And it is found at Wood Street. There is no other branch. when I look at your shop, I feel the vigor, I feel the power. So how many workers do you employ? We have 4 workers which we employ. I was requesting, tell me, can you help me picture how is your normal day as you're operating? So my day depends on the season. How does your day move? The day is busy according to the season. If it is a rain season, we are busy morning up to evening. If it is a drought season, sometimes we are busy, sometimes it is for resting or relaxing because customers are reduced during that time. If it is a rain season, Monday up to Sunday, we are always busy, 12 hours a day. How is your life in terms of stock management? How do you operate? We buy also stock our products as others do, depending on the demand. But if it is a dry season, so we only restock only products which can also survive the drought season, which can be sold during the dry season. If the rain season is near, then that time we restock again according to the predictions. So we restock according to the period which is prevailing. There's a period of fertilizers, there's time of pruning, there's a time of drying. We stock according to the condition prevailing. What products sell most during the drought season or dry season? In the dry season is usually a drying season. Usually that what happens during that time is usually purchases and also drying season. It is a drying season. Also products like tarpaulin, hose also there can be sold, aluminium phosphide. Except for those who farm in swamps. Also it depends on their demand, but both people demand, also they buy, those who are farming on the dry land and those who farm in the swamps. Because these people who usually plant coffee, usually they put fertilizers when it is a dry season. If you put fertilizers when it is rainy, the fertilizers are wasted. You find that they are really wasted. Find they dissolve in the soil without doing any good for the plant. So some farmers, they buy their fertilizers during that time. Do you have any challenges? What what are your major challenges in your day-to-day operations? Sometimes the customer, they come to pick, they come for the products, but they complain that sometimes the banks are closed. Sometimes they say, can you give me the products tomorrow? I'll pay you the money. So you find that the money which had to be paid within a day, it became for 1 month. So it becomes a challenge. Yet they are our customers. They explain to us their issues, but the turn up is not good. The prices also, there's increases in the prices. Sometimes the box is 12,000, 120,000, and the next day is 130,000. To convince the farmer that the price is increased, sometimes it is abrupt. So usually farmers, they want to know earlier so that they can stock. So if they know that tomorrow the prices are falling, and then they reduce the stocking, also that is another challenge. Do you have problems in hiring new customers? Is there any problem to hire new customers, even though you have the possibility, but is there any challenge? The customer base, sometimes to increase the customer base depends on the stock. Do you have enough stuff? How is your language with customers? If you talk well with customers, customers will always come. If you respond, customers will always come if you talk with them properly. So the customer base depends really on that. It depends on demand, and also your relationship, how you speak. If the supply is enough, then is good, then they easily we shall just agree on the prices. Just sometimes they need some products yet, but sometimes the language kills the customers or brings more, or it motivates them. It can inspire the customers also to come, to increase the customer base in a business operation during on season and off season. If you're busy in the on season, sometimes you're busy, you cannot even take water because of the number of customers. You have problems in managing stock, what is in, what is out, what has been sold, and what is in stock. Also, how do you manage stock during the peak of the season? Most times in the season, when it is raining, you find that you are busy, but in the evening, After everyone is retired, we usually balance what has been taken out and what remains. That very evening, we record what is needed next day. Because when you are restocking, you need to check on that. So we consider at least 1 hour to balance the books and find a way how to restock the next day. If it is the dry season, sometimes it is understandable. So and then we set the way forward. There are so many companies in Uganda, but what is your relationship with the suppliers in terms of orders, in terms of quality, in terms of payment? How is your relationship with these companies, the distributors or suppliers? Relationship is not bad. What kills this relationship is usually dates. If you pay within time, there's no bad relationship, there's no wrangles with the company. I have no wrangles with company. Usually I pay. This is one of the pillars that governs us. We try to repay all our disputers to improve our relationship. How is the mode of payment? Is it cash or credit? Many times we have cash. Sometimes the demand is high and the cash is not enough. You may get some on cash and some credit. So, but you have to pay within the time suggested, set. Sometimes you may receive the supply and then the demand, when the demand is good, but when the rain fails to come, if the rain delays, sometimes you negotiate about the period. So I give myself time regardless of the season, because also the companies, they need these customers. If they give you on credit, these companies, how many days do they give you to return the payment, to make the payment? So it depends on how the season is moving, because it is 3 months. So they give you 6 days up to they give you 60 days to 90 days for repayment. So are they not specific about the time, whether you have to pay within 2 weeks? Sometimes it depends on the agreement and your possibility to recover the payment. Sometimes they may insist on 2 weeks, but you may be having some ability to pay an installment according to your ability without waiting for the 2 weeks. Also, there is option where you divide the money into 3 portions. Then you pay in the first quarter, second quarter, and the fourth quarter, depending on the agreement you have made with you can make payments in such a way. Is there any day you have been frustrated by any company? Have you ever received such a day? Also, those days appear. You buy today, you buy at a higher price. Tomorrow, the price falls. So it means in your farmers will receive the products at a higher price, while other sellers will be selling it at a lower price. So those days are the most painful. You bought at a higher price, and then they cut the prices. Sometimes you buy at a lower price, and the next day they increase. So it is vice versa. So you buy them today, and tomorrow they increase them. Most of the time, the agro dealer only focuses on his side. He doesn't focus on other sides, but it is two-way. Have you ever got angry because you made an order and they give you a wrong order? Or you made an order and the delivery was late? Or you received a wrong quantity of products? Yet the order you made of 10 jerry cans, have you ever found that you made an order of 10 jerry cans from the company, and then it's the same order which the clients want at the very time? So have you ever experienced that? Always this happens, but it is because of miscommunication. Sometimes you don't communicate with the person who is making the order. They listen to other things, yet your heart is different from what you want to communicate. Sometimes you have to be patient for the delays, but find a way how they sort. Sometimes we can't even tell them that you will give us a wrong order. That communication, when you speak about it, also they can give you a replacement, so they can give you the right product. Especially those companies which make delivery, usually they take back the products. So those companies, if you tell them, also they can so your product can be replaced or exchanged. How do you determine what you're going to buy and in what quantities? We usually try very hard to skip expiries, to keep expiries within our stock. So it will all depend on demand. If this week people demand a lot of certain product, so we try to increase one product is demand supply, and then we reduce accordingly in comparison with other products demand. How many times do you find that you find stock on your shelf without being sold? How often does it happen? It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes we buy expecting it to be sold immediately, but you find that it is laying on the shelf. Sometimes you can buy chemicals for tomatoes that season. Most farmers if other farmers they receive blight, it means the item you bought, it means it is a loss because the farmers who are supposed to buy it, they have just made losses. So stock according to the demand. If we just stock everything, we find so many expiries within our stock. We buy according to the demand available. Uganda have 2 seasons. For example, so sometimes you use statistics of the last year in season A, for example. If you find the demand for one product was high, like maize, do you refer these statistics of season A? If you sell like 100 boxes of tomatoes, do you refer the statistics of the previous month to use them in the next or the upcoming month? When somebody does not do deep thinking, sometimes you have to go back and think again. If you don't think deeply, you may find that you are falling to losses. If you forecast the weather, also the environmental conditions, so we can just reduce the number of or we can just reduce the stock so that we can reduce our demand, not to make any expiry in our stock. Sometimes if you remain in that stock, you have to even to cut the prices so that you can sell those products quickly. If you find products which have delayed on the stock, what happens? Do you dump them or you give them out? Most companies which we work with, they warn us. If you see a product which is not moving, but you find it is near expiry, they advise us to return them to the company and they update us with new products. So we return these products so that they give us updated products. Your sales in your shop, the sales in your shop, according to your sales, how do you determine this will be sold on credit and this will be sold on cash? Most times when you finish your job, the money you have in your pocket is your money. Whatever you put in sales, some customers, they come, even though you bought it cash, sometimes they take the product on credit. Sometimes the customer determines so much what to proceed with. Which is the hardest part in connecting with the customers who want products on credit and those who pay by cash? What is that connection you have of those customers who want products on credit and their payment? The hardest part, it is receiving the payment. As we demand the money or following up the repayment, some customers, they default in the payments, so you have to use force. Sometimes you talk politely with them, but sometimes it fails. You may find that you have to use force or change. So the department of recovering this money is usually a problem. It's not easy. Department, it is difficult. So how many days do you give on credit sales for repayment? If you give out products on credit, how many days do you give them to repay? If your company gives you products on credit, it will not be wise to give products which you received on credit to give them out on credit again. If you have to do that, you have to find somewhere where to get money. You have alternative ways to get money, because if you give credit of this company, you have to find that money to put it back in stock, because most they give you 5 days within 1 week. So these companies may come back within that period. So some companies really need that money within that period. We usually give 5 days to 7 days. If some exceed that period,